For the longest time that I can remember, DC Comics for me has always been about the big three: Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. Over the last few years, though, I've grown an appreciation for smaller characters such as Plastic Man and Booster Gold. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the best ongoing DC Comics right now, and there's quite a few gems in there. Let's do this. First up on my list has to go to Grant Morrison's Green Lantern run. This is a very back-to-basics approach. And what I mean by that is that so far, Grant Morrison, in the 7+ issues that I've read, really hasn't gone nuts with the whole color spectrum thing. And while it was cool when Geoff Johns was doing it, I think a lot of writers have gone just a little bit too far with it. Instead, what we get here is we get to follow Hal Jordan as he travels the cosmos handling police procedural situations. Morrison goes as far as using the good cop, bad cop routine. This book is pure superheroic fun. That's what I love about this. It's just great old school fun. Not only that, but for somebody that is a newcomer that just wants to start reading Green Lantern and doesn't want to have to go through Geoff Johns' extensive run, this is perfect for them. Buyer beware though, the first few issues of this are going to feel like they are just one-shots. What I mean by that is that while there is an interconnecting narrative, it's very thin through the first few issues. Instead, you're getting a series of one-shot episodes of a cop drama. While the cop drama stuff is great, Grant Morrison really shines when he gets to go a little bit weird. In one particular issue, you have the entirety of the Earth being auctioned off. Hal Jordan soon finds out that the person that's running the auction is God himself. At the end of the day, if you are looking for a great intergalactic police drama, this is the book you should be reading right now. And in fact, I'm kind of disappointed that more outlets aren't covering this. This is fantastic. My next choice goes to Scott Snyder's Last Night on Earth. Now, Snyder and Greg Capullo claim that this is going to be their last collaboration on a Batman book. I say on a Batman book because they've already announced they're going to be working on something else together. The story centers around Batman trying to figure out what is going on with a series of murders in Gotham City. He traces the murders back to the alley where his parents died, where he finds a young child. The child ends up shooting Bruce, and then we fade to black. A few years have passed and Bruce wakes up and he is in an insane asylum. Turns out that everything that Bruce did as Batman was all a lie and he's been nuts the entire time. This of course is merely a setup and I won't be giving away the real crux of the story, but I will say that if you are a fan of things like Mad Max, and if you are a fan of Batman in a Mad Max setting, this is a buy. Snyder's writing is as sharp as ever and the man just gets Batman. He 100% gets Batman for me like no other writer has in a long time. What I like about the story is that it's short. Now for some of you out there, that might be a drawback, and I understand that, but there are only going to be 3 double-sized issues of this. This means that the story is very tight, and I like that. I want to read a story where it's a few issues and it's done. Not that I'm opposed to long-form storytelling, but sometimes I think a shorter run is a lot better for a lot of stories. And so far that seems to be working with Last Night on Earth. This story moves. There are twists and turns all around this thing, and we are only 2 issues in out of this 3-issue maxi series. The highlight for me in this book has to go to Greg Capullo. I love this man's art. Capullo to me is one of the best artists working in the game, and I just can't get enough of this guy's style. And the thing is that because of the fact that this is kind of in a wasteland setting, Capullo gets to play around with so much. I love his rendition of Scarecrow, I love his rendition of Bane, and I really dig his rendition of Wonder Woman. If Tom King's Batman run has kind of lost its interest for you like it has for me, this is a must buy. If there is one book on this list that I would consider to be kind of an underrated gem, I would have to give it to Supersense. Centering around the relationship of Jonathan Kent and Damian Wayne, this book is so much fun. Look, I like my hardcore gritty comics as much as the next guy, but sometimes you just want to kick back, relax, and enjoy a fun story. And Supersense does just that for me. The best thing about this book is that Peter Tomasi, the writer of it, understands how kids talk and behave. I work with kids for a living, and the dialogue here is spot on. The series centers around Damian Wayne constantly using Jonathan Kent for his own ways. However, as it goes on, you see that they soon become pretty good frenemies. At the start, Damian finds out that Lex Luthor is up to no good. Shocking. They break into LexCorp and things go a little bit crazy from there. This is one of those series that has a devoted but small following to it. I remember when this was coming out, fans were begging for it not to get cancelled. And while the original run only lasted 16 issues in one annual, Peter Tomasi was able to come back and write 12 more issues after that. Jorge Jimenez's art here is so good. It really is. There's just something about his style that fits the tone of this book perfectly. It's very playful and loose, and I love it. The last choice on my list goes to Sean Murphy's Curse of the White Knight. Curse of the White Knight is the sequel to last year's amazing hit comic, Batman White Knight. If you've ever seen Sean Murphy's artwork, you know you're in for a treat here. Murphy writes and draws the hell out of this book. White Knight was one of my favorite books of last year, and so far, at only one issue, Curse of the White Knight seems to be heading in that direction as well. At the beginning of the story, Joker is once again escaping from Arkham Asylum. This time though, he has a secret. He has the biggest and darkest secret that can tear Gotham apart. What that secret is, I'm not going to reveal here, but his plans do involve Azrael. If you grew up in the 90s like I did, then you know Azrael was a big deal. Joker's plan so far is to corrupt Azrael's belief in God and turn him into a killer to hunt down Bruce Wayne. Admittingly, it's a bit of a crazy and over-the-top story, but that's what I love about superhero comics. It's that they can go a little bit crazy and they can go a little bit over the top. Sean Murphy draws this thing, and I love his rendition of the Joker, and I love his rendition of Batman. Sean Murphy uses razor-sharp lines in his artwork, and it shows here. And while I get that his art style might not be for everybody, I love it. Especially his rendition of Batman. I really dig the fact that Batman kind of has this pop collar look. I don't know, for me it looks really cool. There you have it folks, those are my choices for the best ongoing DC comics. Of course, this is just one man's opinion. I really want to hear what you guys think are the best comics right now at DC. Please let me know in the comment section down below. If you want, you could follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Those links are in the description. And of course, there is the Patreon, $5 a month. And at the end of the month, you get entered into a raffle. Of course, if you want to buy last year's White Knight, you can click on the link down below in the description and you can order the book from Amazon. If you do, I get a cut of the profit. Doesn't come out of your wallet, comes out of Amazon's. Thank you so much, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and the little bell down below. New videos Monday through Friday, every morning at 8 a.m. I love you, and I'll speak with you soon. Bye.